Gonna keep that bike. Rubber side down.
You alright, ladies and gents, how's it going? I'm out having a little thrash. This triple loves to be spanked, and it thanks you for it. So nice getting a clearish run on this road. Oh, I do love this bike. I was thinking earlier about each bike I've got and trying to work out what one would win in top trumps, which one's my favourite and all that sort of stuff, because they're all different. Even though I've had some issues with the KTM 390 Duke, I still like it. I still think it's a great fun bike, but I'd definitely say that that's at the bottom of the pile compared to this and the Guzzi. Now, out the box, this was the more expensive motorcycle, so that should mean that it's a better little beastie, and it is in absolutely every single way except for character and pose value. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the 765. I think it's an absolutely awesome beastie. I really, really do. But they're two a penny. Everyone's got one, or at least they've got a 675 if they haven't got the later versions of this bike. And the reason for that is because it's bloody good. It's a marvellous motorcycle. It just means it's just a little bit run-of-the-mill. I don't think there's really many bad motorcycles out there at the moment. Then I've put a lot of effort into making that Moto Guzzi into my bike. No one else has got one like it. It's unique, truly unique to me, and I guess that wins in my heart. It also isn't really a fair comparison. I mean, this bike is pretty much standard except for an exhaust pipe, whereas my Moto Guzzi has had the value of the bike spent on it again in parts and custom work. So that one is actually the most expensive bike I've ever owned, even though it's only got like 45 brake horsepower and barely tops 100 mile an hour. But it's not all about the speed. Talking of motorbikes, last night I stayed up quite late, which is why I'm late out of the house today. And yeah, some of the things I was looking at was what I want to go and see at the bike show in Birmingham, the NEC bike show. I went there last year and I was really hoping to get a good look at the KTM 790 Duke, which I managed to do, and I had a good giggle with my mate Matt. And we're going up, we're going to do the same sort of format again this year, where we're going to go up, stay, get shit faced, eat some cool food and chew the fat, and enjoy being drunk wandering around the bike show. But I still want to go and see some specific bikes. Don't know whether they're on the cards. I'd like to think they are, but it might be just wishful thinking. I haven't been this way for a while, so pace is dropping down a little bit. Not too familiar with this route. But yeah, what am I going up there to have a look at? Well, there's a few bikes. There's the Beta ALP 4.0, which is a new thing this year. It's not a new bike, but they've had to do some stuff to it to get it to pass Euro 4. And I'd love to see one of them in the flesh. The reason I like them is that they've got a solid Suzuki DR350 engine in them, and reasonable off-road capabilities. They don't look particularly fancy or anything like that, I don't think, but they've got a really low seat height for a dirt bike. To be honest, they've got a really low seat height full stop. Yes, that one is quite appealing to me, and it's not too much money. The trouble is dealer support. There isn't much in the way of dealerships for Beta around where I live, and that's a bit off-putting. The other bike I want to have a look at is also another Beta, and that's the 300cc cross train or X train or whatever you want to call it. And that is a two-stroke enduro bike, but it's a user-friendly one, and it's got concessions for convenience as opposed to being a thoroughbred racehorse like the KTMs are. It's got auto injection for the oil, so you don't need to pre-mix, which I think is just an absolute lifesaver. I think the KTM 300 EXE is also the same now, it's fuel injected. So yeah, but that's lots of money and incredibly desirable too. I mean, KTMs get stolen like crazy, and I just can't be doing with that. And that's very appealing, that is. It's a proper off-roader, it's nice and light, and it should be pretty reliable for a two-stroke too, because it's not in a hugely high state of tune. And the other bike I want to have a look at, they've got a couple actually, like Beta, 2 bikes I want to have a look at, but it's SWM. They're basically a company that took over the Husqvarna factory in Italy when Husqvarna were bought out by KTM. So basically they're building clone Husqvarnas, which is quite an exciting prospect because you can't really buy, in my opinion, a proper supermoto in the UK now. That's the only one you can get, in my opinion, that is. So I'm interested in looking at the SWM SM500 as a supermoto, but also the enduro version of that as well. I really quite like the idea of I wouldn't say a detuned, but a less highly strung Husqvarna in my stable. I really loved my Husqvarna SM510R that I had, and it's the only bike I've ever sold that I regretted selling. It was just an awesome motorcycle. I think the SWM version of it, which is in a slightly lower state of tune, could be pretty damn awesome. But yeah, SWM Motorcycles, their supermoto is very appealing to me. Although I don't really need it, I don't really have any purpose for that bike, so I'm more really looking at the enduro bike that they've got. I'm getting massive withdrawal symptoms. I couldn't face buying another dirt bike after having my KTM 200 stolen. It broke my heart, it really did. So yeah, it really broke my heart. I just couldn't face having another dirt bike, and I vowed never to get one, but I've been getting such withdrawal symptoms from it. Not that I was ever any good, but seeing Mr Fish getting himself a little dirt bike and seeing Phil 480's adventures on his scrambler meant that I'm considering these all a little bit harder. There is another bike that I also want to have a little look at up there. Not too sure on this one. It's a Fantic, and I can't pronounce the name of it. It begins with a C, and it's a pseudo scrambler, although a little less pseudo than say the Triumph Scrambler, as in it's designed to be used off-road, but it's a bit posy and it's got retro styling and stuff like that. Obviously having the retro styling means that it's a little bit heavier, but I believe it's got a proper off-road engine in it, although I might be wrong on that. And it has got longer travel suspension, although that's only probably compared to this, which is lowered. The lass I was seeing lived down this way with her family. That was a crazy time in my life. Lots and lots of fun, and lots of shenanigans, some that I'm not so proud of. Hey, you're only young once, and if you don't make mistakes you can't learn from them. That's what I tell all the girls that slept with me. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for at the NEC bike show in November. Are any of you not going to the bike show? Be interesting to hear what you're wanting to go and have a look at, if you've thought about it yet. I prefer the NEC show to the London XL show. The London show is incredibly small, and I don't find it hugely value for money. The NEC show is quite an expensive show to get to for me, because it's like 150 miles away and then 150 miles back, which means I'm not really wanting to do it in one day. You can do it, but that makes it incredibly tiring. Oh shit, get out, grip. God, I love the old shit moments. Yeah, so the NEC show is a bit bigger, but it means that I have to go up there for multiple days. So what I'm going to do for the show this year is the same as last year. I'm going to go up in the afternoon the day before, catch up with Matt and go for food and drinks and stuff in the evening, stop at a hotel for the night, and then the next day do the show, and then grab some food after that and some drinks and stuff. Stay another night at the hotel and then ride back on the third day. That worked really well last time. It's lots and lots of fun. It's something that bike shows should be. You should be drunk when you go around bike shows. You should be giggling and having a laugh. It's all very serious and boring, I think, going to these bike shows sober. The majority of the bikes, except for the ones I actually want to have a look at, I can see without having to travel too far at all from my doorstep. So it doesn't really interest me. I've got so many bike shops around me. I mean, I can go and have a look at Harleys, Triumphs, Hondas, Kawasaki's, Yamahas, Ducatis, KTM's. Yeah, there's loads of dealerships all around me, and that means a bit of sport for choice really, or at least kind of, I don't know, I just take it for granted maybe. And none of the main manufacturers are really producing anything I'm interested in at the moment either. I mean, last year the 790 was the big thing, but I felt so let down by that, and with the reliability issues of my 390, it kind of puts me off throwing my money at them. And that's how come I ended up with this wonderful 765, and a fantastic bike it is too. Bloody love it. So I know November's quite a way off at the moment, but if you're going to the NEC, are there any particular bikes you want to have a look at? Let me know in the comments. I love this hill. Anyway, ladies and gents, I'm going to call it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a little thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a little thumbs down, it's all cool. But please, whatever you do, drop in a comment. Let me know what it was you liked and what it was you didn't. I love the interaction, and I do answer every comment I see. Anyhowsals, with this wonderful view of Sussex, I'm going to leave you alone. You ride safe, take care, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.
Keep that rubber side down. You know, you gotta keep that bike rubber side down.